Hello and welcome to the News Express on Global TV. I am Judith Peters in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Tinubu receives Benin, Niger, Guinea-Bissau President in Nassau Rock. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is currently meeting with the President of Benin Republic, Patrice Talon, Niger Republic, Mohamed Bazoum, and Guinea-Bissau, Umaru Sissoco Embalo. At the presidential villa, Abuja, the three neighboring African presidents came separately and were received by the Brigade of Guards at the fourth court before they proceeded to Tinubu's office. The visiting president, who arrived at the Nassau Rock Presidential Villa at about noon, are expected to discuss issues around economic integration with their hosts. Also present to receive the visiting president were the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, Chief of Staff, Femi Gbajabiamila, Special Advisor to the President on Special Duties, Communications and Strategy, and other. The reason for the meeting was yet to be made public at the time of the filing this report. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited in early hours of Tuesday raised the pump price of petrol from 537 naira per litre, which was the price when fuel subsidy was removed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on May 29 this year, to 617 naira per litre. The development took many Nigerians unaware, considering the fact that many of them are still grappling with the recent fuel price increase when the subsidy was removed by the president. Many motorists that visited the fuel station on Tuesday with the hope of buying at the old price of 537 per litre were surprised to meet a new pump price. Michael Edikon, who visited the fuel station in the Federal Capital Territory, has the details.
The price of petrol has increased from 537 naira to 617 naira today. This has been confirmed by the independent oil marketers. We are on the streets of Abuja to react, of course, to sample reactions of Nigerians in this very high price.
A disheartening, because this thing, even at rate of that 537, there is a lot of hardship. This one has created a lot of, in fact, I don't even know. Many people, in fact, as I'm talking to you now, I wanted to get a fuel now. I'm going to buy the fuel of 30. I don't know how many times it's going to give me.
I'm not finding it so easy, even from the initial price. When government want to look at something, increments of fuel prices, you should look at the masses. They have not put some things in order to make it so convenient for the individuals. Now, in the increase of fuel price now, many people will not be able to go to work. Look at me, I have a queue here now. All of a sudden, I just find out that the price have increased to 617.
Nigeria is very, very amazing. It's very surprising. It's an indication that the country is heading towards, what do I call, economic destruction.
This government, we don't know how this government will carry poor man go. Because of, if you check everything now, everything don't cost for market. It's not only fuel. And if you check now, we think whether Jagaba would do in poor people well. But now, Jagaba, you don't know poor people. Now, actually now, fuel, when they lack, let them carry the fuel, go 1,000 naira. We go sit there.
Nigerians further lament over the increase in the fuel price as it affects transportation and other amenities, calling on the federal government to make a provision to cushion the hardship.
The message to government is that government should do something about this fuel subsidy removal. We're expecting maybe the price will still come down. Now it's even rising up again. But the only mistake I see the government have ever done is that before you remove a subsidy, you have to make a provision to caution the hardship. Before
the government is trying to look for a way to
challenges in the country, the Nigeria Army says the combat readiness of soldiers and other security agencies must be top-notch. The general officer commanding 2 divisions of the Nigeria Army handed down this instruction during the division's inter-brigade combat competition at Silver Cantonment, Ilorin. Kikelomo Okere completes the story.
The inter-brigade competition is organized for warrant officers and senior non-commissioned officers in the 5 military formation under the 2 division of the Nigerian Army. The participating brigades are from Edo, Ondo, Oyo, and Kwara states. Addressing the participants, the General Officer commanding 2 Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Valentine Okoro, says the competition is to sharpen their combat readiness. The GOC was represented by Commander 22 Armored Brigade, Sobi Cantonment, Ilorin, Brigadier General Adebayo Babalola.
The aim of it is to test our warrant officers and senior non-commissioned officers on their combat readiness. They are the link between the officers and the other soldiers.
It says Nigeria rely on the army and other security operatives to tackle security challenges in the country, calling on the participants to be combat ready.
Gentlemen, you know that we have various security challenges all across the country, and the whole citizens of Nigeria rely solely on the Nigerian Army, the armed forces, and other security agencies. Therefore, our combat readiness at all times must be top priority.
The 4-day competition is expected to end on Thursday. The participants competing in drilling, combat swimming, obstacle crossing, and range classification. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The People's Democratic Party has accused lawyers holding brief for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the All Progressive Congress at the Presidential Election Petition Court of engaging in acts aimed at intimidating the judiciary. This is as the main opposition party claims that the alleged threats are contained in the lawyers' written addresses before the Election Petition Tribunal. In a press release issued on Monday by Debo Ologunagbe, National Publicity Secretary of the PDP, the party noted that the statement by the lawyers in the said written address threatening crisis and anarchy in the country in the event of the court ruling, and their client did not meet the constitutional required 25% vote in the Federal Capital Territory, is subversive, an affront to democratic order and assault on the corporate existence of the nation, while guests showing the rationale by the ruling party for making public the said written addresses. The PDP also implored Nigerians to remain calm, alert, and hopeful in the ability of the judiciary to dispense justice accordingly. The statement further read: the federal government has confirmed the first case of anthrax in Nigeria. The disease is a spore-forming bacterium which mostly affects livestock like cattle, sheep, and goat. Recall that the federal government had issued a warning to Nigerians a week ago after learning of an anthrax outbreak in northern Ghana where all infected animals had died. A statement released by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development Monday, signed by the Chief Veterinary Officer of Nigeria, Dr. Kolumba T. Vakuru, revealed that animals showing signs of a possible case of anthrax on a farm in Suleja, Niger State, were reported to the office of the Chief Veterinary Office of Nigeria on July 14, 2023. It appealed to Nigerians to immediately report cases of animals bleeding from body openings to veterinary authorities or agricultural extension workers. The immediate past governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Umaru Gaduja, has called on the 17th Northern groups under the coalition of the Fobil organization in Nigeria to pursue lasting peace among henchmen in the country. He made the call at the Fulbi inaugural meeting in Abuja, decrying the rising communal clashes between farmers and herdsmen, noting that the very essence of the pastoralists was to raise livestock. Our correspondent Edika Michael reports.
The struggle between herders and farmers in Nigeria over farmland and pasture is a serious and escalating conflict, registering huge casualties and raising tensions, particularly in the country's middle belt. Drought and desertification in the north have forced pastoralist herdsmen to seek grazing lands for the south, resulting in competition over resources and clashes with settled farmers.
This is just the nucleus. We shall continue, we will widen, we will deepen the composition of this commission. We will bring in all the professionals, all the stakeholders, veterinary doctors, medical doctors, engineers of different types, business, community. Because all hands must be in deck.
On his path, the convener and former governor of Bauchi State, Issa Yaguda, says Fulbe Association is the right steps to end the conflict between Fulani pastoralists and farmers, calling on the organization to brace up for the task ahead while appealing to stakeholders towards working in harmony and addressing problems facing the Fulbe communities in the country to foster a productive partnership with the government.
There is an absolute need to come together. As the saying goes, united we stand, divided we fall. Given the circumstance on the ground, and as a coalition, it's not about our interest as a Fulbe, but the interest of the larger Nigeria that is our country, including the close to 500 tribal groups. Because what is good for us should be and must be also good for other tribal tribes in Nigeria.
The event had in attendance national excorts of the groups among ex-victims. Evik and Michael, Global TV News.
The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, during the 10th National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, NILDS, University of Benin matriculation ceremony for postgraduate programs in Abuja on Monday, said the 10th Assembly will pass quality legislation that will raise the standard of education in the country. Akpabio said he is aware of the current state of education in the country and assures that the current administration is committed to addressing the nagging issues that border on education instability and restiveness in the tertiary institution. This, he said, is evident in the recent State Study Loan Act by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to ensure access to education for all. Represented by the Deputy President of the Senate, Jibrin Barrow, Akpabio implored the matriculating students to see the opportunity of their admission as a great privilege, as the knowledge they will acquire cannot be found in conventional universities, adding that the programs will offer them the matriculant the required knowledge to contribute to the nation's democracy and national development. An agriculture expert, Mohammed Liman, has faulted the federal government's plan to reopen borders with its West African neighbors. Liman, who was a guest on Global TV's Global Morning on Monday, also expressed confidence in the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration ability to deliver on the state of emergency it declared on food security.
It's disastrous.
So you would rather we keep the border shut?
Yes, because now you are not encouraging the farmers.
Local production?
Yeah, local production. Who are farming this rice, this maize or what have you. You are not encouraging them. If these crops they are coming into Nigeria, that means even the rice means establish all around in Nigeria over trillions of naira, then it has become useless. Because the common man does not understand the importance of our local rice. Our local rice is nutritious, health-wise good, because it is not a contaminated rice.
Scores of constitutional and human rights lawyers today stormed the Abuja High Court to commence committal proceedings against the Director General of the State Security Service, Yusuf Bicha, for what they termed violation of multiple judgments and orders of courts directing the release of former Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele for custody of the agency. The consortium of lawyers led by Maswell Okpara and Ahmed Tijani have prayed the court to commit Bichi to prison until the purges himself of the contempt. Kikelomo Okeri completes the report.
1 year. We are saying enough is enough. The essence of the rule of law is that the judiciary, once the judiciary makes any pronouncement, it should be obeyed. It should be obeyed by the Republic. We have had several directors of DSSS. He's not the first one, and he's not going to be the last one. So we are filing it, and we are asking that now that it's obvious that he has a personal issue to settle with Emefiele, he should go and sort it out. He should not use Nigeria. He should not use any sign, any purported offense of terrorism to sort whatever problem he had with Emefiele. Just like as I said, Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu was one of those that fought for this democracy through NADECO. Now that he's the president, we want to call upon him as a matter of urgency. He should sack the director DSSS for embarrassing the entire world, for embarrassing Nigeria. Enough of this. This is one of the persons that made the government of President Muhammad Buhari unpopular.
We joined forces together with the world to call on the president to make sure that the DSF director is removed as soon as possible. In fact, tomorrow is too late. It is very, very important. That is the point that we are laboring to make. We are not here to represent Emefiele. We are not here to represent any particular person.
It is the position that, despite the clear and positive order of Justice Hassan and State Security Service, still went ahead to arrest and detain Emefiele, and has so detained him for well over a month while shopping for evidence which does not exist. Kikelomo Okeri, Global Television News, Abuja.
The Commander Nigeria Navy ship NNS Pathfinder Commodore Suleiman Ibrahim says the Navy has intensified efforts to track down crude oil thieves and ensure they were punished accordingly. Kikelomo Okere reports that Commodore Ibrahim stated this during the destruction of multiple trunk lines connected to Wellhead 17 operated by Oil Mining License OML 18 belonging to Nigeria's National Petroleum Company.
We are really suffering. It's not like we even like this job. I will like this kind of job.
It was a sorry sight to behold a once beautiful mangrove that gave aesthetics to the creeks of Niger Delta region reduced to shadow of itself, no thanks to the illicit oil bunkering. Leading journalists and staff of OML 18 to the well-held site, also known as Christmas Tree, to witness the destruction of the multiple trunks connected to the manifold. The commander, NNS Pathfinder Commodore Suleiman Ibrahim, says those involved in the economic sabotage will not go unpunished.
We've equally come with some of our heavy equipment to make sure we dismantle the illegal structures that are being used to siphon crude illegally. That's what we've been doing since morning. And if you look just around us, you would see a lot of the pipes which have been recovered from the general area where they were illegally deployed. What I have seen here is way beyond what I've seen anywhere. The sophistication is outside this world. You know, the individuals involved, they've taken their time. You know, they've done a lot of measurements. They've done welding on site, and I think we are already doing something. You know, we're tracking the people involved, but I want to assure the general public that all of those involved in this illegal activity would be arrested and they would definitely have their day in court.
Earlier en route to the site of the Christmas tree, 4 men suspected to be oil thieves were intercepted along the creeks with a local boat laden with stolen automated gas oil, also known as diesel. On their confession, the suspect admitted going into the illicit business due to economic hardship.
We are just doing it because we don't have anything to do, sir. Please, if there's any way you can help us, I beg. Sir, I beg. Sir, we are begging. Help us. Sir, we have lots of responsibilities. I have my girlfriend is pregnant. And normal, she's from Delta State. You have to pay money, at least 1 or 2 introduction before she put to bed. But sir, no money from where now.
We do come here. Our own is to just get the product, go back to the person that sent us, deliver it. We don't have anything in without pipe or crude. We don't even know anything about crude oil. What we know is the diesel or kerosene. We have produced diesel, we have produced kerosene. Come and buy. The agents will call us. I have something. We are just drivers. We'll come to the place, they load us, we'll go back to Port Harcourt.
The oil mining license OML 18, which NNPC Limited recently maintained, has not commenced operation before the criminals took advantage. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, have arrested a 19-year-old student, Benjamin Nnamani Deberechi, for attempting to export 7.2 kilograms of methamphetamine concealed in crayfish to Europe, where he was going for undergraduate studies. The teenage suspect was intercepted on Wednesday, 12th July, during an outward clearance of passengers at Turkish airline flight TK0642. While being interviewed by operatives, Deberechi claimed he was a student on his way to Cyprus for studies. But upon a thorough search of his luggage, he was found in possession of 7.2 kg of whitish substance neatly concealed inside a sack of crayfish. A foul test of the substance, however, proved positive to methamphetamine in the same vein. Operatives of the Tican Port Command of the agency on Tuesday, 11 July, intercepted 116.5 kg consignment of Colorado, a strong strain of cannabis concealed in bags hidden in a heap of used vehicle parts on the floor of a container marked FCIU 8459700, bearing 3 units of used vehicles imported from Toronto, Canada. The chairman, Palliative Committee on Subsidy Removal and Kebbi Governor, Dr. Nasir Idris, has assured Nigerians that efforts were uncushioned to the effect of the subsidy removal. The governor gave the assurance when members of the committee met in Abuja on Sunday. On Saturday, this is contained in a statement by the governor's spokesman, Ahmed Idris. The meeting had in attendance Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi, Charles Soludo of Anambra, Obasani of Kaduna, and Hasido Ali of Benue, as well represented of the organized labor and civil society organization. The chairman assured that Nigerians would have a course to smile soon, as the committee was doing its best to bring succor and ease current difficulties. It could be concealed. Recalls that on June 19th, the federal government and the leadership of the NLC and the TUC agreed that all the issues and demands related to palliative should be concluded within 8 weeks. And that's it on Global News Express this evening. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on StarTimes channel 276. I am Judith Peters. Have a great evening.